Hello, Thunder Roadster racing community. This is Fat Ralph, and I'm here to talk a little tech shed. We're going to try doing this on a monthly basis for our Roadster Rag magazine that we have that we put out in NASA Southeast. Um, so just trying to help my fellow Thunder Roadster racers. Um, be more safe and be more competitive. So, kind of what I wanted to touch on this month. I'm here in my festive red shirt, getting ready for Christmas. About a week after we met at our final Santa Toy Run event at Road Atlanta, and so getting the car all ripped apart, getting ready to give her a nice good cleaning outside today, and try to get ready for next season. So I just wanted to touch base on a few tech items that I think can help you. They've helped me to make us some better racers. One of the things I wanted to talk today was some hardware, especially when it comes to suspension um, mounts and things of that nature. But a lot of the Thunder Roadsters originally came with a bolt with a full thread on it. Grade 8, of course, and then you have a grade 8 bolt with a shoulder on it. The problem that we have is this bolt here, with all these, with all the threads, creates a lot of sharp corners. One thing, the heim joint can beat this thread down because there's not a lot of surface area, and it can cause a little slop in our suspension, as well as with all those sharp radiuses from the and corners from the thread. It just creates a weak point, especially when you put this bolt in shear versus one that has a shoulder on it. It's got all this surface area. There's sharp corners cause stress risers, and you don't have that with this bolt. So it's vital that you change from an all thread bolt to a shoulder bolt. It's going to help your performance. It's going to help your car, the feel of it, and it's going to help your competitors, because the last thing you want to do is break a bolt on a radius rod in your rear end. This one will be much stronger. It'll help you out. So we'll demonstrate how you fix that on some of the older roadsters at least. Then you have two different lock nuts. You have both are grade 8. One's a nylon, one's an all metal. I like the all metal. You can definitely change it out a lot more often, than the nylon, because the nylon's gonna wear out. And just all metal. It's a great fastener for just being able to change it all the time, and you're still going to get the same strength. I do change them after a while, but I feel the performance of the all metal grade 8 lock nut is superior over the nylock. One of the other things that we're going to talk today is safety wire. So you got your can of safety wire, you got your special pliers, 15, 20 bucks. But this can prevent a lot of issues for you and or your competition, and just being more safer out on the track. One of the items I'm going to touch on today is our Toyota front brake caliper. I've had an incident this past year where someone lost a caliper off of a Thunder Roadster, and I ended up hitting it. So I'm going to show you how to retain that onto the car. Last thing you want to do is lose your front brake caliper, which means you're going to lose your brakes. And the other is you don't want someone hitting a brake caliper at 100 mile an hour out on the track. Other areas that this is can be used is locking in your oil pan bolt, your drain bolt. We've had some instances this year where we've lost an oil pan bolt come out of the motor, and the guy lost the motor. Lose all the oil, the thing ain't gonna run. The other is your filler neck, where you put your oil in at. It's nice to have that safety wired on. All your suspension knuckles for your steering suspension, it's nice to have those safety wired as well. Those are things you don't really disconnect all that much, but it's just a good safety item for you as well as your competition. So we'll get to demonstrating how we're going to use the safety wire here in a minute. All right, we're back to the front caliper, which is a Toyota caliper. We got the shim that holds the caliper to the bracket. The bracket is mounted to the spindle bracket, and then you have your spindle. What you have is, as you can see, I have mine safety wired on here. It's all you have is these little clips holding the shim in place. The shim leaves, the caliper is going to leave. I mean, that's all it's going to hold it on there is the brake line. That's not going to hold it on there for very long. So kind of what I'm going to demonstrate is how you use the safety wire, how you can fasten it on there, and to try to provide some safety for you and your competition. So I'm just going to cut this old one I have on here off. So just get that portion there. All right, so we got the old safety wire off. Like I said, you pull the pin, shim slides, you're going to lose a brake caliper. It's the same top and bottom, but it's just held on by this little big clip. Meant for cars going 55 mile an hour, not 105 mile an hour. So we take our safety wire and pull out a good bit. Stuff's fairly inexpensive. Take your pliers. We're going to cut off a section. So I've got a section cut off, straighten it out a little bit. I'm going to provide a little curl on the end of it here so I can feed it a little bit easier. But you keep the clip in, just run the wire beside it. So you get it come out the other side. Take your needle nose, try to loop it to where it's half and half. Then I take that wire that I had and curl that end again. And I'm going to put it through that hole one more time. And grab it with the pliers on the other side. Pull it, taut. Make sure you don't kink the wire. Last thing you want to do is kink it. So I got it wrapped around there twice. So now I just want to pull it taut, give myself a little bit of excess, kind of look at where I want to go in the other hole. I'll hold that, bring my special pliers up, grab a hold of it. Plier, you slide the middle piece back, try to straighten these wires out a little bit, and then just pull it until you get a nice weave on there. Had the little clip in there, so you just pull it, you get a nice little snug weave on there. Looks like it's going to work out pretty good there. So you let up on your pliers. All right, then you're going to take and you're going to do the same thing on this side. Put a little curl in the wire, shove it in the hole, pull the wire through. See, as you see, now you got a nice, nice wound spot there. So I take that same wire, little curl on the end of it, run it through the hole again. course, it doesn't want to cooperate the second time. Get through there, grab it with the needle nose, pull it on through. So now I got it double looped. All right, bring my pliers up again. And this here, you can have it, you want about a 3/4 of an inch sticking out. Pull that nice and taut. So where you feel that you got a good weave on there, then you just come back, leave it maybe about a 1/2 inch long, cut that off. I like to take in this little excess here and try to bend that out of the way. So you're mounted on there. So preventing that or aiding from that shim, losing a clip, and everything sliding apart on you. I like to do top and bottom, and right and left side, and you do that, should definitely help you from losing a Toyota brake caliper and losing your brakes and possibly injuring somebody. So hope that tip helps. All right, moving back to our changing out some of our hardware. Want to get rid of the all thread bolt to a bolt that has a shoulder on it. So kind of what we're going to do here is we're going to disconnect this radius rod over here on the car. All right. So we take that off there. Then we're going to, seeing how this is an older chassis, you're going to have this bolt is going to be threaded into this tube. There is a steel bushing in there that has threads on it on the inside diameter. Easy for me to say. So it's kind of like double nutting it. You're putting a bolt through and then you're putting a nut on this side. When I got the car, I actually had the bolt break inside the threaded portion. So when I nut and bolted the car, everything seemed to be good, but actually the bolt was only held on by about 2 threads. So you could imagine how bad that would have been if the bolt would have come undone and I lost that radius rod connection. So we're going to unbolt this. For time's sake, I'll be back in a minute. All right, now we almost got this bolt unthreaded there. As you can see, it's an all thread bolt. So we're going to increase the performance of this bolt. We've got this threaded internally. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/2 inch diameter drill, hold it straight, steady, slow speed, and we're going to drill the threads out of the ID of that. All right, now that we got the threads out of there, we're going to clean up the edges. I like to use a deburr tool. I'm going to do that. Come around to the inside. All right, this will allow our new bolt with a shoulder to slide through there. Very good. See, nice and tight fit. All right, so now we're going to go back with a radius rod. We're going to slide that through. We'll put a new nut on the bolt. Wrench on the inside. Tighten her up with the impact here a little bit. Not all the way tight. And then we're going to tighten it by hand. All right. So as you see, that's a pretty simple job. Granted, this is probably the easiest pivot point, but you can do all your pivot points. You use a grade 8 bolt with a shoulder on it versus one that is all threaded. So hope this tip here helps you. Well, racers, that's all I got for this month. 2 little tech tips to help you and help you be safer, help your performance, and hopefully help the safety of your competitors out there on the track. See you guys all early next year. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas to you and yours, and definitely a prosperous new year. And I know we're going to have a lot of fun out there racing this year, and I hope the group of us is nice and tight and in a tight pack, and we're all having a good time as we always do when we go to the track. So until next year, this is the Tech Shed, and we'll see you all at Barber. Take care, all.